Well, let's call the meeting order. We have a quorum. Okay. Um, John's here, and I'm here, Clint's not. So we have a call to the public. Any public want to speak? Seeing none. Approval of the minutes. Did anybody read the minutes? Did you read the minutes?
I didn't, no, I didn't get any.
No.
Hard to read when you don't have that.
That's right. But there they are if you want to read them quick. And I've got a couple corrections on them, so. Oh, here are the ground rules. Those are Christine's ground rules.
I don't think you need to go through them.
No, I don't think so. We can get, as soon as he reads the minutes and we hear a motion, we can proceed.
I'm sure that means fair.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
I'll second it. Discussion. And I have a couple changes here. You want to, says, Brick made a statement of disclosure that he had met the applicant during a private event several years ago, but he did not feel the conflict of interest. We were on the Benson Airport board together 20-some years ago. And then down a little farther in I can give you this.
Yes, sir.
And then instead of chain brick, it's chair brick, as the case planner Taylor. And then at the last sentence, is applicant then asked whether including electricity in the structure at a future date would be allowed. Yes was the answer. So there you go.
I wonder if they'll give him the one that's not marked up.
No, he can have the mark. He knows where the, he got it right here, actually. Okay, can look first. Okay. All in favor of meeting the minutes as amended? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay. All right. Now we'll have a public hearing. Docket number VAR 24-04, relative setback. An applicant initiated variance request from section 2.18.040 of the zoning regulations to reduce the minimum required 20-foot setback along the west property line to 5 feet from the detached garage. For a detached garage, the property is located at 2306 East Relative Road. I take that, is that service there?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, okay. So let's have your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and board members. This is the staff presentation for docket VAR 2404. The applicant is Spencer Forsberg. The property, as you stated, Mr. Chair, is located at 2306 East Relative Road. That would be parcel number 105-20004R. Current zoning of the property is R36. The request, again, is to reduce the 20-foot minimum setback along the west property line to 5 feet for a detached 3,200 square foot garage. Just very quickly, any structures over 200 square feet are required to meet a 20-foot setback as they are with the principal residence. The property is located approximately 1.5 miles south of the Sierra Vista boundary, about 6 miles south of our location. Property is zoned R36. It's approximately 2 acres and it's in an established residential area. It's one of about 5 parcels that are currently going through an infill process.
Going through a what?
Infill process where they're being developed with single-family residences.
Okay.
The applicant's site plan shows the 5-foot side setback as well as setbacks to the north and south property lines, which are in excess of 150 feet. Some drone images. This is viewing south. Center bottom is the subject property. The property immediately to the right is an adjacent parcel, which is also undergoing construction at this time for a single-family residence. Another view to the north, again in the foreground with the subject property as well as the adjacent property. And then a little bit closer shot, so in relative road in the foreground, Loma Lane in the background. The area on the left-hand side is the 2306 relative road, and the area where you can see the cursor, where you can see the material piled up, is the approximate location of the proposed garage. Mr. Chair and board members, section 2.60010 identifies 8 factors with which staff and the board uses to evaluate variances. Those include hardships, peculiar site conditions, whether or not the proposal is for permitted use, harmony with the zoning regulations, and so on. Staff notified the public through mailings, as well as posting the property and publishing the legal ad between 10 and 12 July. 12 mail notices were mailed to property owners within 300 feet. Staff received 3 responses in favor and 1 response in opposition. One of the responses was from the property owner, and the adjacent property owner immediately to the west, who would be most impacted if the variance was approved, also responded in favor.
Which one is that?
Oops. You can see the 2 check marks in the center.
Right.
So the one to the right would be the property owner that's requested the variance, and the one to the left would be the adjacent property owner.
Okay. What's the X over there? Does that mean?
That was a response in opposition.
Oh, okay.
Those are both on the other side of Cherokee. Factors in favor of this application. The application complies with 4 of the criteria. The proposed variances is to allow a permitted use, no adverse impacts, harmony with the zoning regulations, and does not violate state or federal law. Again, support from property owners within 300 feet, including an adjacent property owner. Factors against: does not comply with 4 criteria: unnecessary hardship, peculiar site conditions, not self-created, and the required minimum for relief. And again, there was opposition from 1 property owner within 300 feet. That property owner resides on the other side of Cherokee.
What's their problem with it?
If the chair...
Yeah, go ahead.
The property owner states, this is a 2-acre property. There's a good reason for the 20-foot setback requirement on properties this size. There's been no good reason identified to reduce the setback by a full 15 feet on the west boundary. This is zoned R36, and I know the setback requirements are also 20 feet for R18. These requirements serve to ensure the character of medium density zoning. That was the comment. Specifically, the respondent basically does not support the application on those grounds. Mr. Chairman, that was the staff's presentation. If you have any questions for us, and then of course the applicant is present.
Okay, let John look close there, and then I will address Mr. Spencer.
Yes, sir.
You'll have 10 minutes to state your case, and anybody, I don't see any, who have 5 minutes to rebut. You'll have another 5 minutes to rebut the rebuttal, or people can speak in favor too. In a second, we'll start it here.
This is the whole thing we're talking about, right?
Yes, sir. That's the applicant's parcel. Well, at least the project area for the single-family residence and the approximate location where the detached garage will go as well.
This is the county road.
That would be relative road, yes, sir. I believe it's a private road.
That's looking south.
This would be an overhead shot. South would be through the top.
This one.
Yeah, correct.
What's back in here? Oh, okay, there we go. The one that's not in favor of, what's their problem? What do they?
It would ruin the character of the neighborhood. Or that's my interpretation.
Basically that there was no good justification for a full reduction of 15 feet of a 20-foot setback. And it kind of flies contrary to what would otherwise be expected in the character of a medium density zoning neighborhood.
Okay, this is the residence they're building where?
The guy right on the right side, who to the right, he
Yeah.
says it's okay. The other guy, he's around the corner and down the street. I'm not sure we have a map there. That other map will probably be. Yes. See where he's at, that X?
Yeah,
He's not even,
no, he's not,
can't even see it.
no. They're 2-acre parcels too, so.
Okay. So we will begin public hearing, and you can tell us your story.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, board member, thank you. I wasn't prepared to speak anything. I thought I was coming here to listen, but I'll state my case. Yeah, like the presentation shared, just looking to build a 3,200 square foot detached garage with the other ordinances in place with setback for the septic. That's what's requiring me to ask for this additional setback easement, if that's the right word, so that I can fit it in between the property line and the house with in order to have a proper setback for the septic tank that needs to go there. The neighbor directly to my west has, obviously voiced his, approval, no issues with it. He's got, you can see some structures on that side. It's not going to interfere with his view of the mountains or anything. And there's 5 parcels in that area. 3 of the parcels are owned by myself and 2 other family members, so I know the owners, and they're all in favor because they want to store stuff in it, so.
3,200 feet, that's pretty big. Is that going to be a workshop?
A workshop, and a little bit about me. I have 6 kids that are all active in sports, and so we'll have like to have some indoor volleyball there and basketball for the kids. And that's the whole motivation there, is to provide opportunities for my kids to have something there.
And the residents right to the, without a darn orientation there, the house they're building there, yes, they have no complaint with it?
No, none whatsoever.
Approval.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I've walked the property with them, and, I know them really well too, but they've expressed approval on the project.
Okay.
Okay. That it?
That's all I have on my story.
Okay. Anybody want to rebut it? Seeing none, we'll call this public hearing closed. Do you want to ask questions? Yeah.
Well, I do have one. But I would call it the south since there's no orientation on that.
South is to the right.
Okay, but with that, then to the north, what is that in there? That those right now, no, over to the
north. That one, the north is at the top.
Okay, well then to the north, what's that black material or what is that there? Yes, thank you. What is that?
That's our trusses that have been delivered ahead of time. We have a black tarp over them. For protection from all the rain, but it's not doing a great job.
Okay, let's hear your summary. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Board members. Just because the question would ask about the neighbor to the west, the neighbor did respond in support, stating, I am the neighbor directly to the west of the property. My wall will be shared with the owner. I do not have a problem with the change in setback to 20, from 20 to 5 feet. I approve. That's the comment from the neighbor to the west. So, Mr. Chairman, to continue with the presentation, based on the factors in favor, staff recommends approval of the variance as requested without conditions.
Okay. No more discussion? Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Do I hear a second? Well, can you read the sample motion?
Based on the factors in favor, staff recommends approval of the variance as requested without conditions.
There's a motion.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve docket VAR 24-04 without condition. Granting a variance to reduce the minimum required setbacks along the west property line from 20 feet to 5 feet for a proposed 3,200 square foot detached garage at 2306 East Relative Road, APN 105-20-004R. The factors in favor of approval constituting the finding of fact.
Wait here a second, and I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Gotcha.
Thank you.
And you'll be hearing from Matt here probably soon, and then you can get your other permits, whatever you need for the building.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. And you can stick around for the rest of the meeting, or you can leave.
If it's not offensive, I'll step out and you guys can have the floor.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You bet.
Okay.
You got time to work yet, it's not dark.
That's right. That's what I'm hoping to do. Thank you.
Okay. What do we know about future matters? Anything going on?
Mr. Chairman, currently we have no pending applications for variances or any other applications that would appear before the board. So as of right now, we do not schedule an August meeting, but it's possible that we could have something.
Yeah.
That we would try to.
Mhm. When's the deadline for August? Yeah.
The other thing I'll add is, we may not be in this space in another month. We may be over by Colonial Day Salute near the hospital,
Mhm.
and there's a conference room there. It's actually pretty good size setup, so the next meeting will probably not be here, it'll be in that
Okay.
conference room. And it's outdoor access, it's a nice.
Yeah, these work good actually for me, and I'm sure,
Yeah.
you know, for you.
It's a little far.
Farther for you, close to business.
Oh, I did.
No, it's actually closer for you because you're kind of going down that highway that's a hospital.
I don't worry about that.
Okay.
But that is kind of far for me. What I was gonna ask is, what happened to this location? Or what happened to the one in Bidson?
So this location is a little bit more central, and this applicant was from Sierra Vista,
Oh, okay.
and the distance for you is just slightly more, I think. And then for Benson and then Clint, resides here.
Yeah.
We have offices here, but, we are vacating because the schools, this is really the school's space. And it's sometimes challenging scheduling this, whereas the other,
What school?
the Jackie Clay's department, just superintendent. Yeah,
Oh,
superintendent,
okay.
school superintendent's office. So where we're going is a conference room that anybody can book as opposed to being in the superintendent's space. She's very gracious about allowing us to use it, and she needs more space for her staff.
Oh, okay.
So, and we're getting a nicer space where we're going. So, it's a plus, it's a win for everybody.
And the reason last month we met here is there was an applicant from J6, clear up to the northwest. And so it was much closer to come here.
More central.
And then afterwards, we liked it and said, you know, maybe next month, if there's one, there was one, from right just down the road. So let's meet here. So, and we can continue on and Sierra Vista, you know, or Bisbee, whatever.
If there's an applicant, maybe South County, we might move it
Yeah.
to Bisbee to accommodate that applicant, but otherwise, yeah, this is a good central location.
Okay. So, anything with planning and zoning going on that we should know about, or anything important, not important?
Can't really think of, we're in the process of updating the county's general plan, the comprehensive plan. That'll probably be done, in the spring of next year. That we put before the board of supervisors. So you may see some things on social media, opportunities for people to participate in that process. We do have an online, we have a webpage that we're putting together now that allows for the public to be aware of what's going on and to offer the opportunity for them to provide feedback.
Now, will you go around to the county or just utilize the internet?
I believe there's some scheduled outreach efforts at some events in the county. Those haven't been nailed down yet, but I believe that's the goal, is to get out to the county and solicit people's input to participate.
And when the original plan about 30 years ago was put in place, I was on that commission and board or whatever it was. And we did go around Sunsides, Wilcox, Bowie, to speak with folks, Benson, I think, and it's a good idea. You get a lot of people, some not too happy people.
Yeah,
But now I think it's settled down enough that they can see what the good of it.
Yeah, I agree. And it does provide an opportunity for people to bend their ears, so to speak, about things that they may not be happy about, but we also hear positive things too.
You also what?
We also hear positive things.
Oh,
Yeah,
Not
we
always,
do.
not always bad.
So,
We
okay,
never have any people come from Wilcox to, or the northern part of the county. Benson's all Sierra Vista is. Why is that? You know? They're all happy, huh?
In other parts of the county, the parcels are much larger, and so things like setbacks,
Oh, don't affect them. Oh.
yeah, it's a lot easier. This is not cheap. This is $600
yeah,
to apply for this.
Oh,
So that encourages people to develop per the zoning regulations for the developer. But we don't, the zoning regs over time have been created to allow flexibility to avoid having to do a formal public hearing process where we could approve modifications through an administrative process. And we don't get a whole lot of those, do we?
No, I've only done two. We've only done
Yes. So,
no, previously we've got some from the con growers over by Bowie, San Simone, Amarillo in the north, but we haven't had any in the last couple of years here.
no, I've been on the board, I don't know, a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's all Sierra Vista.
yeah,
We had one down in Napa.
the Naco Douglas smaller lots, you know,
Yeah.
see variances.
Okay. I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. It's now 5:25.
God, that's quick.
Adjourn.